Muri Zimbabwe, kusangana zvakare one more time. Pano, in fact, billion more times, man, because just sangana a lot of times because I have a lot to say. So, tikusangana pano pamuzinda wevana, but them tapa times by YouTube, by Inside Africa Network, by Facebook, Inside Africa Network TV, by Facebook to be specific. But anyway, tine also Inside Africa Network, which is actually a bigger page. But Facebook somehow, yakatipa restrictions on that bigger page, Hansi. Nexus, you are buying engagement. Can you believe that, Maurice Babu? Buying engagement. I was surprised, but I know my other content creators who are listening to this, they faced these kind of things. We have two monetized Facebook pages. So one was here Tenga engagement, which is nonsense, but the other one is still working. Inside Africa Network TV is actually still working, is still monetized, everything. But I just wonder what. But Tango for 3 months anyway. After 3 months, Ringra monetized again, Titam action again. They are doing nonsense. But anyway, so here is the thing. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be talking to you. So right now, through the news desk, they talk about the Zimbabwe Parliament and how much the Zimbabwean Parliament is divided right now. So, Zimbabwe, once again, Chiwenga is gaining momentum. Chiwenga is being feared in the Zimbabwean political spheres once again because of the moves he is making behind closed doors. So, let me tell you one thing. A retired military general, a well-known, respected, who is Winston Sigauke Maprang. And I said about this name, and then some Zimbabweans came comment section, Nexus, super. Retired General Sigauke Mapranga is a fake thing. Anzi Nexus, mira kutaura nezvasigauke Mapranga. Yes, there is a Twitter page which is verified and everything, but imbomira kutaura izvozvo because that guy is fake. Uri kuudzaini about politics. Uri kuudziraini about who is fake and not. Muri Zimbabwe. Ndochiko. Ndotaura here kandorega. But ndoda kubvunzai. Muri Zimbabwe. What is fake and what is not? Kana munhu achinzi iye takunda shoko and then ouya kwauri oti iwe inini ndonzi tapiwa mbudzi, but then what? Okay, tapiwa mbudzi, what are you saying? And then he says iwe ndiri kuziva zviri kuitika mugovernment. What? Okay, go ahead. Oti Mnangagwa ari kukangasa pakati and this is what happened and as a matter of fact ndaimba musoja and this blah 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 otaura zvakawanda and then iwo wobudikira uchiti because anyepa zita ari kunyepa. Hauna comprehend the whole story, the whole situation. Comprehend, which is important. Comprehending. First of all, Zimbabwean politics, it's a dangerous game. Zimbabwean politics is a dangerous game. Andidi, kana une zvaunoziva ukabudikira muZimbabwe uchizikamwa kuti uyu ndiNick Mangwana and ari kutaura secrets, bad things happening in ZANU-PF, bad things happening in Zimbabwean government, and he's saying let these things be fixed. There is a consequence to that because boys ripa top up, boys rangu. Unfortunately, the boys is accused of being corrupt, and it's justifiable to ordinary Zimbabweans. Actually, these guys might actually be corrupt because we know from world statistics, from Zimbabwean statistics, from economic statistics, kuti Zimbabwe is actually rich in natural resources. And you can confirm that because when you look at Mnangagwa's motorcade, inokuudza everything kuti Zimbabwe has got a lot of money. Mnangagwa looks at Zimbabwe as a rich country. He just don't care because he's the president. Munhu yatinga muti he doesn't understand. He's the president. So kana asiri kumeka sure kuti the resources of the people, the natural lithium, gold, platinum, etc. The wealth that we get as a country from those things is not distributed back to the people, because the first simple way to redistribute riches back to the people is through paying massive servants. Enough is through considering massive servants. First of all, it's massive servants. Pay them mari inobatika. And if you don't pay massive servants, then that means somehow wango urukutora ma-state resources, ma-state profits into private hands. And that can never be good. It can never be beautiful. You see, let me say this, because we have criticized Mnangagwa a lot. We have criticized ZANU-PF leaders a lot. But some of Zimbabweans get confused. They think kuti ZANU-PF manya propaganda, but probably the opposition also manya propaganda. But that's not true. Isus, as people who oppose the government, people who hold the government accountable, ati manyi a propaganda. We really hold the government accountable. You understand? So when I get nexus, what are you really saying? Maybe these things are not true. What do you think is not true? But maybe really Zimbabwean government haina mari zvekudaro. Ndobva ndadhiniwa. Muri Zimbabwe, read. Please read. Alright, can we talk about something chekuti this topic yokuti munhu toshamisika kuti Nexus wazopinda kutopic yakadai so say, but because Nexus cares about the people. Right, kune right now worldwide kune ma AI chatbots ari kupisa akasiyana siyana. So first kune ChatGPT ye OpenAI, kune Gemini ye Google, which is Google Gemini, kune Claude ye Anthropic inova yakabuda mu OpenAI varidzi veChatGPT, kune DeepSeek inova a Chinese adventure, kune tuma AI twakawanda, kune Grok inova ye X account yana Elon Musk Twitter, and kune Meta AI, kune etc tuma AIs twese. But let me say this, ndashandisa my AI ese. I have loved Cloud because Cloud somewhere it's able to mimic human beings, but I don't really use AI as you can see. I create content I create news. I invent from real news, from real analytics, from real commentary. Ndendri ndini ndechitaura pana. But it's by AI inozotaura. Ndini Nexus. So, but I use AI, to just research, to read about this, to do everything. Come back to ChatGPT. ChatGPT is still the best. Ndashandisa yese, ndasubscribe kune and then unsubscribe, and then pay Anthropic, then unsubscribe, and then pay Chakadaru, and then unsubscribe. But I have come back to see that ChatGPT kind of the best. I mean, it's still the best. Everybody else is just catching up, man. And they will give their AIs, they will open their AIs loose to make their AIs likable or try to be agreeable, try to entertain people, support people in whatever crazy ideas they have. When Google Gemini will try to make you feel comfortable, even if you tell something nonsense. Gemini will try to just pump you up because they're trying to steal you as a client away from ChatGPT. And ChatGPT, as of right now, it's the most sober AI. So, this is what is happening. And you didn't try to but teaches in another video. But Stefan not to another video. But right now, Parliament yomira nachiwenga. It seems like Parliament has to Zwana and ZANU-PF. How? Tikuti chika chi Parliament yamira nachunga. Wangwa chichu Nexus pesa. Unaweza pesa nya yako. All right. Right now, chirikuitika nechekuti Parliament seems to be scared again. They vari kuvhunduka again kuti Mnangagwa might not be really in control. The military might be. And if the military is in control and is active, it means it's only supporting one thing. Kubvisa Mnangagwa and kuisa Chiwenga. So it's happening. A lot of members of the parliament, they have started even in parliament kutaura against the Cap 3. It's very surprising. Members eZANU-PF amunoziva, they've said something in parliament against Cap 3, which shows you that they are now rallying behind Chiwenga and they know something. So, Zimbabwe, stay tuned, keep watching, because things are happening. And change chikupai each and every update. Pano pa mzinda wevanhu. Neni wenyu wechidhaka. Nexus. Peace.